Today on Redneck Rescue, we're teaming up with Palisades Towing. We're heading out here to the lake bottom where we got a call 2 days ago for a stuck diesel truck in the mud. They wanted to try themselves first. They ended up having 2 more trucks get stuck. Then when those got stuck, they wanted something bigger, so they went and rented a great all to pull the other ones out. And that thing's pretty heavy and it's soft out there, and it broke through and now it's buried in the ground. They were able to get the other trucks unstuck at this point, but now we're heading in to go ahead and get the great all unstuck and out of the mud. Let's go check it out. So here we're coming up on the scene. Here's the rest of our party. The great all is just up off in the distance, you can see it. So this is our counterweight. We're going to put this on the front forks so it lightens the back end and hopefully lift it enough to get it out.
Derek with Palisades Towing is now dragging the counterweight through the mud.
So this is our scene. You can see they try to use a little bit of material as ramps. It's pretty well bottomed out. You can see it's framed out hard here. Even look at the exhaust, how impacted that is. They were using hydraulics trying to push it backwards, but with this big heavy counterweight, it just sinks in, especially with the leverage point being up here. When you push with the arm, it just twists and push that back end in. So we're gonna go ahead and dig it out in the back a little bit, find the tow hooks. Right now he's gonna back a car in here that we're gonna use as a weight.
The reason we smashed the top of the car with the boom was so that we could get more lift for the front tires to get them out of the mud and put wood blocks underneath. Not just for fun. Now it's time to see the car as a counterweight in action. We're going to extend the boom out with the car elevated until it gets heavy enough at the end that it pulls this back end right up and out of the mud. And then we can put some cribbing underneath it, just like that.
That's money. Beautiful. Yeah.
Here you can see that back end is nicely elevated and ready for some boards underneath for flotation.
Okay, let's slide back towards me. Like 6 inches overlap.
You can really hear that 28,000 pounds.
Right now we're moving the car back, so we have a little bit of push. That feels pretty good. I think so. Okay, let me get the winch out. Yep. So because the ground is soft, it's pulling me forward. So we're gonna go ahead and do a double anchor. So we're setting up the tow truck as the anchor. Got Miranda set up. With 4 40,000-pound straps.
Derek and I stay in communication this whole time. I let him know when I have tension on the winch. He backs up a couple of feet, does a little push with the hydraulics on the front of the piece of equipment, using the car as an anchor. When he runs out of boom, he just picks up the car, pushes, pulls it back in, and goes for another push. And we just keep repeating this process and moving back, little by little. Every so often, the tires fall off the boards, so we have to raise the back end back up, realign everything, set it back down, and continue the pull.
It's just heavy. It's the heaviest thing we've done out here. So here, watch this move. We're going to raise the back end up, steer it, and rotate the back end over. And if that doesn't work, I'll hook up Miranda over here and we'll wench the ass end over. Here, Derek, pick up the back end one more time. I'll stick a sideways board, and you can do that a couple of times. Stick that sideways.
Now we just want to rotate it and get the back end moved towards the road, so as we push backwards, we're going in the right direction.
There it is. Yeah, it was. I think it's the turn on the up. Oh.
You just knocked it right back in, huh?
It just slid off the board. Let me hook up to the side and let's just winch it over.
All right.
So the sun's going down, we readjusted our angle. We've used the other truck as an anchor also. Here we go. Go ahead, raise that back in.
As the back end raises, I apply tension with the winch and it just readjusts the angle of the whole piece of equipment and pivots on the front tires. Now getting it pointed in the right direction. Now that we've moved far enough and got to a little bit more solid ground, it's starting to move on its own, but it still wants to dig in and bury.
I'm gonna unhook that cable real quick. Here, Redneck Rescue, we call that moving in a positive direction. We're to the moment of truth. This is the last crossing. He's going backwards with the car. You can see him coming across the mud here. Drive fast, take chances. Oh. And that's where we're pushing. You're axled out in the back. Okay, I'll fix that. It's soft. As you can see,
There you go. Now you can get boards underneath.
look, that's how you put boards under. Very nice. All right, I'll go back. You want to see how tough Rhino USA is right here? Rhino USA. That's how strong it is. Whoever thought a Toyota would make a good anchor, especially if it's flat. You want to see positive direction? It's right there. Your back tires are up and you're free.
I gotta push myself out still.
Yep. Oh man, what happened to my car? All we're lacking is some corn. You can see how soft this stuff really is. Hey, Redneck Rescue, we got a grate all out of the lake bottom. And here's a little car. That was our anchor. Moving in a positive direction. Thank you to Palisades Towing. It was a good team up.
If you enjoyed today's episode of Redneck Rescue, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We got other rescues coming down the line. Have fun out there.